Hello Orville Nation, I made this video several weeks ago, but I still want to put it out because it's still relevant. Don't forget to follow Orville Nation Live for replays of our live streams, and now you can also join us on Patreon. Time to talk some Orville. So for months, I've been hearing people on the internet worrying about all kinds of things, and we gotta put an end to that. There's no reason to be worrying. The greatest sci-fi fandom should be celebrating, not worrying. Yeah, Gordon. So what are some Orville fans worrying needlessly about? The first thing they started worrying about was the Orville's move to HULU. Then they started worrying about Disney buying Fox. Then it was time to worry about Seth's NBC-UNIVERSAL deal. And finally, they started worrying about Seth and NBC-UNIVERSAL buying Star Trek. So let's take a closer look, and let me explain why none of us should be worried. Gotcha, Bortus. The move to HULU. As entertainment evolves, broadcast television is becoming a less and less likely place for sci-fi to exist. You said it, Bortus. Broadcast television now favors live events. News, reality television, and sporting events and other similar features are becoming predominant on broadcast television. Therefore, by taking the Orville to a streaming service like Hulu, Seth is ultimately saving the Orville. Oh, you know you're saving it. And why Hulu and not any other streaming service? Well, here it's evident that Seth was privy to the information that Disney was going to buy Fox. So this was the most logical place for Seth to take the Orville for Season 3. Season 4, on the other hand, may be a totally different story. And just a note, for those who don't know, Disney owns Hulu. Which brings us to our next point, Disney buying Fox. It seems that the major concern is that Disney would somehow change the essence of the Orville. And that being under the Disney umbrella would somehow limit the creativity of the Orville creators. We have to remember that Seth came to Fox at a very young age, which means that now, even though he's still young, he is more than a seasoned veteran as far as a producer and showrunner and creator. The Orville is Seth's baby. With his experience, he can plan out to properly protect his IP, as well as the Orville's autonomy under any umbrella, Fox or Disney. And let's remember, folks, that Seth has always emulated George Lucas in many ways. And George indirectly has probably taught Seth how to protect his IP and his autonomy. So the next thing people worried about was Seth's NBC-UNIVERSAL deal, and that the Orville might spiral into the existing trend of going woke. Many people were concerned about Seth being ripped from the show. It's important to remember that whatever new deals Seth gets involved with, he would never sacrifice the sovereignty of his existing projects. The Orville is and will be safe because Seth has probably seen to that. People even began to be concerned about them killing off Seth's character of Ed Mercer, Captain Ed Mercer, and Seth not being involved with the show at all. Yeah, for real, Alara. And finally, people have become concerned about the rumor of Seth and NBC-UNIVERSAL buying Star Trek. So some of you might ask, why would this be a cause for concern? This actually sounds really cool. So those who were worrying were mostly concerned about Seth choosing Star Trek over the Orville if he had creative control of both. But of course, these are unfounded rumors and a highly unlikely scenario as of right now. So in short, friends, Seth is brilliant, Seth is very experienced, and Seth loves the fans. And most importantly, he is a fan. So stop worrying, chill out, relax, and celebrate the Orville. And tell every Trekkie you know who's been sitting on the fence about watching the Orville to go and jump that fence already. It certainly does, Cal. And you know what else excites me? Orville Nation Live for replays of live streams and Patreon exclusive videos and events for our patrons and supporters on Patreon.